guys through a little history of how me and Mike met. Well, I don't think Mike knew who I was for the first year because every time I drove by him, I was his bug driver and he was praying. It worked out well. He never said nothing to me. I never said nothing to him. But the job did get done, so that was a good thing. Then he ended up talking me into joining this golf league on 24 Mile and Romeo Plank. Wow, what a surprise. He said, hey, cold beer and a good time. I said, my man, I'll be there. So we played for a couple years, and then Mike came up with this great idea that altered my life forever. I'm still going to kick him in his behind for that. We were sitting there at the table with Frank and a couple of the other guys, and I always watched Mike over here, and I'm like, he's having too much fun, and when you're blowing $50 to $100 a week on beer, you shouldn't be smiling as much as Mike was. But then they brought me into the club and said, this is how you do it. You turn around, you bring in about 8, 10, you give the waitress $1 or $2, and she leaves you alone and switches them out. I was like, my man, you're a genius. I knew I liked you for some reason. I was like, that's some good business sense. So we were sitting there one day about noon, 1 o'clock, and he's like, Ray, I know you ran before. We need you to run for a steward. We need a good man. I'm like, Mike, come on, I'm your type of man. We can't fight this battle without everybody participating. Mike's like, I got your back. So I said, if you beat me at golf, I'll go there, which I stink at golf. I was just there for the drinking. So I ended up driving a 15 in Van Dyke that day to promise for Mike that I would go sign the ballot to run. And Mike was one of my biggest supporters and made things happen that altered my life once again. I'm not saying it was for the good, but it altered it. Because to represent 450 people. But kidding aside, you could meet more of a quality man than Mike. We're all blessed to know him. We're all blessed to be here today. I've been at a few different parties here, so I do recognize some of you. It's a pleasure to meet all of you at the end of the day, though, okay? So, Mike, we're going to miss you at Sterling Stamping. I'm going to say you were the glue that held everything together, but we all know that ain't a true statement, eh? All righty, we love you, Mike.